What's up, guys? It's Homer from BasementFigs, Elgin Noise Zone 5B, and it is Sunday, October 19th, and it is 4 a.m., guys. 4 a.m., and I'm down here in the grow tent. Something I learned in the cannabis community is if you want to be a really good gardener, you have to understand that you're a steward of the garden. The plants tell you what they need, and you provide. But also, discipline is a key to gardening. And I've just been slacking, guys. The girls are sick. I was sick. I'm just not really happy where my tent is at this moment. So we're just down here doing the grind, guys. So I figured I'd turn on the camera. You guys join me on this 4 a.m. adventure, guys. So the first thing I'm struggling with right now, guys, is when you're not constantly keeping the pots moist, you get dry out periods. And then when you try to resaturate that media, you get a lot of rundown, right, or a lot of flushing. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull these plants out, clean the tent, but while I clean the tent, I'm going to get these plants resaturated so I don't have this flushing of the water from the bottoms anymore. So I also got some saucers put underneath the pots, and hopefully that will help out. So again, I'm going to pull these plants out, get them rehydrated, clean the tent, and then go from there. All right, guys. As I'm doing this video in this channel, guys, what I want to do is make sure I'm 100% transparent with you guys so that when I make a mistake, you guys can learn from a mistake and we don't make that mistake again, okay? I'm going to give you guys a close-up of what's going on in this tent, and you guys will understand why I woke up 4 a.m. to work on this tent. A lot of work, guys, so I'm gonna be here for a while. All right, guys, I got all the plants out, and you can see I was dealing with some water. You can see that worm. Yeah, guys, it's just a hot mess. All right, guys, so that was a close-up. So the number one main issue with growing in a grow tent, or even in like a high organic environment, which we are with the living soil media, is controlling fungus gnats. Fungus gnats love moisture. They can multiply pretty fast and get out of hand. We have something called milled mustard seed in our living soil. We also top dress it from time to time. It's a natural biofumigate. I really like it. So in those close-ups in the water, you can actually kind of see why the water is kind of brown, because that's from the mustard seed. And also you can see all the dead fungus gnats. So this pocket hose from Silver Bullet, expandable hose. First time using it. I'm enjoying it. Alright, guys, as you can see, I'm kind of giving them a really slow soak here. I let the media dry out too much, guys, so I'm going to slowly rehydrate all of these pots. What I want to encourage you guys to do here is these bottom leaves that are really close to the soil line, I think it's just best to get rid of them, and I'll show you why. Because when the water splashes down there, guys, the leaves will get wet. That is called fig rust, and it can spread pretty fast, guys. So what we want to do is cut them off and get rid of them so it doesn't spread. But that's happening because the water is hitting the soil line, splashing up, and getting the leaves wet. Guys, I know people have been asking me about what's this green stuff or these weeds in the bottom of my pots here. They're actually called cover crops. We'll get to it, guys. We'll make a whole video on it. But the whole concept is you take the cover crops, chop them down, it refeeds the soil. So that's what I'm doing right now. Alright, guys, We got the Fugoin here. You saw this in the training your plant, step 1, or building a single trunk. So it's starting to build scaffolds on the lower part. I really want to focus on just the single trunk. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm actually going to just cut these off. But now that this plant is starting to rage, what we're going to do is we're going to top it off with a little bit more living soil mix. So you can see my living soil here. It has all of this white fungus growing on it, starting to break down. Here's the Fugoin. I cut the bottom parts off. We're gonna fill it up. So we'll go ahead and throw this worm back into my living soil. And now what we'll do is go ahead and get that grow tent cleaned up. Alright guys, so I got rid of my humidifier and this cheap Amazon heater. The Amazon heater sucks. Lasted about a day or two. We got a new heater ordered up for a greenhouse, so it's probably going to be better. That cheap heater probably just couldn't handle the humidity and the heat of the grow tent. But we got a nice one recommended by a bunch of friends. So we'll get that installed as soon as that comes in. The humidifier, it was okay humidifier. The only thing I didn't really like about it was it wasn't a top fill humidifier. So to load up that humidifier, you would have to take it out, turn it upside down, fill it, and then put it back. So totally inefficient for grow tent. So my wife actually has a nice humidifier that it's top fill, so we're gonna install that later. It was a perfect opportunity to get that out of the tent since we're cleaning it up. So what's really nice about these grow tent, guys, is they come with a bottom liner. So if I really wanted to, I could take this bottom part off, bring it outside, hose it down, really clean it up. For me, it's just easier to leave it in. So we actually got some very natural cleaner here. It's made with green tea and lime. Whole bunch of plant-based stuff, super organic. And all we did was we just gave it a light spray. And we'll just let it sit there for about 10 minutes. All I'm doing here now is I'm running through and watering the plants again. Again, we just want to resaturate everything. It's looking good, guys, so just getting to it. What I'm going to do now is I got a bucket with really warm water here. We're going to give the grow tent liner another wipe down here, let it dry, and then we can load up the tent again. Alright guys, we'll go ahead and do it another time. Done. It's a lot of work. So the first thing we did, guys, we kind of wiped it up, soaked up all that water that was on the liner there. Then what we did was we sprayed it with some organic soap cleaner. It smells phenomenal, by the way. Then what we did next was we took some warm water, gave it a good wipe down. We did a second time, and then we just took a towel and dried it off. So we're gonna let it sit for a little bit. I'm gonna go water these plants some more. All right, guys, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna install our third AC Infinity fan here, the Cloud Ray S6. So it comes with a bunch of parts. AC Infinity is really known for kind of having all of its grow tents kind of hyperlink and connect. I don't have AC Infinity tent. I wish I did. We'll talk about that another time. Super easy to install. Clip fan. Just insert the pin. Tighten. That easy. The tent is dry now, so let's take a look. Looks a lot better. Super clean. I'm happy with it. All right, guys, now that the tent is all ready to go, we're gonna go ahead and start loading up these plants back into the tent. What we're gonna do is kind of just organize it, maybe common sense, but taller plants in the back, and then as we get to the front, my lower plants. All right, guys, so what I'm gonna actually do here is I'm gonna go ahead and do a topping on some of these plants to carry them for another month or so in the grow tent. So we got our Job's granular fertilizer. Some worm castings, and some lime. Just working with my fingers. I also chopped down the cover crop. Give it a nice misting just to glue it all in. All right, guys. Learn from my mistake. Really, this is why I do this channel, so that you guys don't make these mistakes that I'm making mistakes. Get these saucers, guys. I thought I didn't need them, but that was a lot of work to clean that tent up. I don't want to do that again. Get these saucers. They make them in different sizes. Yeah, get them. What sucks about getting them really saturated outside the grown tent, they're freaking heavy to put back in. Okay, we're back at the Fugoin. I'm gonna use the opportunity to retie it. We'll go ahead and feed it as well. What we're gonna do too is gonna start the cover crop going here. Also, guys, I've been really slacking on labeling my plants. I know what they are just because I see them every day, but as time goes on, and I just want to start making sure I label these guys. So this is the Fugoin. Okay, now that's labeled up, we can go ahead and put it back in the tent. Here we have the San Miguel air layer. It's raging, doing really well. But what I want to do is go ahead and stake this one. Here's one of the negatives of a grow tent, guys. Those lights are so hot, and wow, I'm sweating. If you guys know a cool way to label your plants, let me know in the comments. I was considering doing those like dog tags. I'm just not really sure yet. Yeah. Alright guys, here is my red Lebanese Becca Valley. That's probably one of the last plants that I got. We went ahead and cut a lot of the leaves off the bottom. The plant is raging, it's taking off. Really happy with it. And then we just went ahead and top dressed it and put the cover crop, tied it up, staked it up. And we got this huge improved Celeste here. Again, 100% transparency. We brought this plant down here in the grow tent, hoping to get these air layers that we put on very late in the season to finish off in this grow tent. This tree's too big. It's too much work for such a small grow tent. So make sure to hit those air layers early in the summertime. Get them done so you don't have to deal with this. I'm gonna give it until the end of this month, so about 2 more weeks. If not, it's gonna go back outside and we're just gonna get cuttings from it, guys. Lesson learned. It's raging in the grow tent. All right, guys, so we went to a really cool event yesterday. We had a local fig meetup, gave some plants away. If you notice in the grow tent, we don't have the Figo Preto anymore. We went ahead and split that tree in half, gave one to the host, a tour. Thank you again for hosting. I ended up giving the LDA, the video that you guys all seen of me splitting. We gave that one to Quinn, and in return, Quinn hooked us up. I don't even know what these are. I know this is a Calderon de Minor. I really don't know what these are. She told me we'll get them labeled up, but we want to get them saturated and situated in the grow tent, and then we'll go from there, guys. All right, guys, what a morning. We've been grinding down here since 4 or 5 a.m. It's 8 o'clock now. Stuff that we really needed to do. I'm really happy the way it turned out, so let's get a closer look at the grow tent and see the updates. Doesn't the tent look so clean, guys? So we got the improved Celeste back in the corner there. Quinn's fig plant she gave us. We got our young plants, cover cropped, hayed up, fed up. We got rid of the Figo Preto. We got more room in the grow tent. We're leaving this Mark Daneca Ramada. This is probably going to be one of future videos soon. We're going to try to do our air layer experiment in the grow tent. We got our third fan installed. All right, guys, Homer from Basement Figs, Elgin, Illinois, Zone 5B. We got a lot done this morning. I hope you learned some stuff. What I learned is I should have got these saucers a long time ago. I think they're going to really help keep the grow tent clean. I'm all about that clean environment. I got a little sloppy there, fixed it up, so I'm stoked. Got our plants situated, moved things around. Almost done with the equipment grow tent tour, so look out for that video. Again, I appreciate you guys joining me in this grind. I love this hobby. I hope you're learning. I hope you get in the hobby. So peace, love, thanks, guys.